Okay, this is lesson 4 of our Salvation Bible studies. Our first lesson was on the Ten Commandments, and we found out that there's no one that can keep the Ten Commandments. We cannot stop our sin. We think we sin small. It's not true. We sin big. Okay, then we looked at Adam and Eve, and we found out where sin came from. Okay, then we saw Cain and Abel, and they both brought a sacrifice to God, and God accepted Abel's sacrifice and rejected Cain's. Okay, so we've come to find out that God wants blood. That's what He needs to forgive sin. Okay, now today we're going to look at a different story about Abraham in Genesis chapter 22. Okay, and it's an amazing story because God comes to Abraham and tells Abraham to take his only son and go sacrifice him. We see this in verse 2. And he said, "Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I tell thee of." Now remember, God doesn't put anything in the Bible there just to put it in the Bible because He needs to write some words, okay? Everything in the Bible is very important. Yes. And He tells them to go to a place called Moriah. They get their things together, their donkey, their servants, they pack and get ready. It was a 3 days journey to Mount Moriah from where they were traveling from. Now it's very possible, the Bible doesn't say, but my thinking is maybe Abraham didn't tell Sarah, "Hey Sarah, I'm taking Isaac to go sacrifice him." I'm not sure, the Bible doesn't say, but the only thing we know is they went on this journey. Yes. Possibly Isaac didn't understand what was going on. He may have been happy. "Okay, Father, we're going on this journey. I'm excited about this." Okay, and they see the mountain. They get close, and they're going to go up there. And Abraham, in his mind, is going to sacrifice his only son. And I'm going to read verses 5 of chapter 22, and it talks about this a little bit. Okay. "And Abraham said unto his young man, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship and come again to you."
Na Abraham kachere ne mofra no say, "Moni afunu yentina na meni abarima yi bekono ho akosori ni asa ba mo nchen."
Okay, he tells the servants, "Okay, you guys stay at the bottom of the mountain. Me and my son, we're going to go to the top of the mountain, and we're both going to come back."
Na Abraham kachere ye ne mofra ye ne nkwa ne say, "Mo da mo tra bepo yi ase am na me ne ba beba yi bekọ bepo no so no mo. Ya ko ba for de ni asan ba."
Now wait, what was Abraham thinking? Because God told him, your son is going to be sacrificed. But Abraham told his servants, no, we're going to go up there and we're going to come back.
Obia Yankopon ese fa oba ko ba for de nza for de so de o de ade no ba na ewu ase wi en so no de oso okọ omukọ ba for no one ne ban be saba.
So let's go to Hebrews chapter 11 and we can find out what Abraham's thinking was, okay? What was going on in his mind?
Before ma eti dubako ni ehwe de na wo Abraham tirimu de na no odwene no odwene se o ko ne bana saba.
Okay. Verse 17 of Hebrews 11, by faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that received the promise offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now this is verse 19, listen well. Accounting that God was able to raise him up, even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure.
Say, Gideon tina also Abraham share no, or de Isaac oba from there, na de oje boshe no de in the back no command. Ono na waka chere say, Isaac mu na obefre wase for. Osusu se onyankopon betumi enyane no efre wofo mpo ehon so na onya no bio akasabebuom.
So this helps us to understand faith again. Now faith is something very important to understand.
We emeyesa te gidie asibio gidie eyade hu hia yisebeti ase.
Okay, faith is just believing what God has promised, what God has said. You just believe it's going to happen. That's what faith is.
Gidie eni se u gidie nyankopon aka to hodada no edi edi gidie.
You cannot have faith without God's word.
Untimi enya gidie ba oni nyankopon asem aka.
So God had already come to Abraham and said, you're going to have a son, and your son is going to be the father of many nations. Okay, he's going to grow up, he's going to get married, he's going to have a lot of children, and so on and so forth.
Nyankopon ba Abraham je be ka chen so be wo oba la oba no onu no be ya mana man nyina eja.
Yes. So Abraham knew that promise, okay, and he knew that God was not going to lie. So he thought that he was going to kill his son and God was going to raise him up again.
Ti Abraham no nim se Nyankopon di atro na Nyankopon de sa oba wo ya wa hye ne bo so ne be ya mana man nyina eja ma ne pa dia. Ene se de tie bia sa akora ne kura wu a obesan so nyane no.
Okay. Now at this time Isaac was getting older. My guess he was probably around 12 or 13 years old. He was old enough. He was the one that carried the wood to the top of the mountain. He was getting to be a strong boy.
Ti sabre mu na Isaac na onyini lozo jiri se no bewo beye nyina na se ko dunu mu ono na oya brante a ozi so be onu na fa nyina no me ko ba for nyina.
Okay. So I want to read in Genesis chapter 22 verse 9 and just picture in your mind what would be going on when this was happening.
Ti be kan bio bo so me di kan ti bi ni mi ji tunu kon na fa susu wo wa bi ni mu fa yemfunyi se ne ekoso de ekoso ni na fa yemfunyi.
And they came to the place which God had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
Ose na okodru de onyankopon kire no ho na Abraham si akorebuchia wo ho na osiesie inyina no na ochechire ne ba Isaac na ode no to akorebuchia no so wo inyina no so.
Can you imagine you being Isaac? Wow.
Wow, kasano yem funi fa wonya fa tunzen ka woni Isaac and Isaac.
I would have been yelling, Papa, no, what are you doing? No, don't do this. And maybe Abraham would have said, no, my son, God told me it's going to be okay, have faith. I would have been screaming very loudly, help, help.
So na ko be tete mu so bi majimi o. Mi ame papa o me ne be kumi o bi majimi o. So no anka obe tete mu pa.
Yes. Now let me ask this question before we go on. Was God right, or was God righteous by telling Abraham to kill Isaac?
Onzo busa asem se bi se Nyankopon na otene se obe ka che Abraham zo nkun Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, is Could God actually do that? Is God a good God that would tell someone to kill their son? Why?
Nyankopɔn pa ese Nyankopɔn yɛ ɔdɔ Nyankopɔn na waka kyerɛ obi so nko ɔno aneba.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Did Isaac deserve to die?
Na so busa asɛm foforɔ bi. Sɛ Isaac na ɔsɛ pata so wu ana.
Now, I've heard most people, I'll ask them that and they'll think about it and say, no, he didn't deserve to die.
So sɛ nkɔfoɔ bi a ɔbusa ɔmo sa ɔmo dwen ɔmo sɛ dabi Isaac deɛ na ɔsɛ pata so wu.
The fact is, Isaac did deserve to die.
Deɛ kyerɛ ne sɛ Isaac na ɔsɛ pata.
Remember, the wages of sin is death. Was Isaac a sinner?
Yɛn kan sɛ bɔnne aketua ne owu. Isaac no yɛ ɔdebɔnyɛni ana ntina bɔnne aketua na pata no owu.
And you may be sitting there thinking, no, was he a sinner? How can we know if he was a sinner or not?
Nti bi atɔ sɛ bɛɛ na wayɛ ɔdebɔnyɛni bɛɛ yɛ nim sɛ ɔyɛ ɔdebɔnyɛni ana so ɔnyɛ ɔdebɔnyɛni.
By the time you reached 13 years old, were you a sinner? Okay, of course.
Ebra odi mfie du miɛnsa no na ɔyɛ ɔdebɔnyɛni ana na ɔyɛ ɔdebɔnyɛni.
Of course he was a sinner, and he deserved to die.
Na ɔyɛ ɔdebɔnyɛni na ɔsɛ fata so owu.
Okay, so they get there. Abraham ties him up and gets ready to sacrifice him.
Nti ɔmo kɔduru ɔnom Abraham ɛkyekyere no ɛwɔ afɔrebukyia no so.
Now remember what a sacrifice is. A sacrifice is when you take a knife and you cut the throat of the animal you're going to sacrifice.
Nti enim sɛ na afɔrebɔ si tia sɛ wode aboa bɛbɔ afɔdeɛ a wotwa aboa ne mene na ɔde no abɔ afɔdeɛ.
I want to look at verse 10 and see what that says. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
Ɔse na Abraham tenee ne nsa fa sekan no sɛ ɔde bekum ne ba no.
I mean, you can just imagine now think about this from Isaac's point of view. You can just imagine the fear and everything he felt.
Fa wo ho si ayɛ Isaac anan mu na dwene sɛ ne osi suo ehu a bɛhyɛ ne mu.
I'm sure that he thought that day was the day he was going to die.
No, so the Jesus said na sad that way you done or dwene so be wo say me ame papa no ku mi ne yo.
We know what happened next is God, the angel of the Lord, spoke from heaven and told Abraham, don't kill your son, stop.
Nim say see bio ne say Nyankopɔn bɔfo etiemu firi soro ɛkyerɛ Abraham say Abraham jai.
Okay, we see that in verse 12. And he said, lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, from me.
Nti o nchichemu du mienu no ɔse na ɔse mfa wo nsa nka abarima no nso anya no hwee na afei na mehunu sɛ usuro Nyankopɔn na wanka me wo ba koro no.
Okay, and let's all go ahead and read verse 13. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering instead of his son.
Ɔse nchichemu du miensa na Abraham ma n'ani so no huni na hwɛ odwanini a dɔtɔ asɔ ne memu wɔ n'akyi na Abraham kɔfa odwanini no de no si ne ba no anan mu bɔ ɔhye afɔdeɛ.
At the end of verse 13, we find this phrase. It says, and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son.
Nchichemu du miensa ne kɔwie no ɔse ɔde odwanini no esi ne ba no anan mu bɔ ɔhye afɔdeɛ.
Now let's look at this from Isaac's point of view. Isaac should have died. Okay, that's why instead of his son, this ram took the place of Isaac.
Tino na yɛmfa ne sei Isaac no ɔsɛ fata so owu nanso no odwan wei ebesi nanan mu ewu ma.
Yes. Do you think Isaac was happy after that? Okay.
Isaac ne ni je echi.
Oh, by all means, he was extremely happy.
He said the nya je pa e me ni wu. Dem does say wa ba.
The ram took his place.
Odwan no ebe yi odwanini no ebe si nanan.
Okay, let's continue on. The verse 14 is an amazing verse. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and it tells us a future promise.
Nchemu du na no ekasa kyerɛ fa bɔhyɛ bi a ɛbɛba daakye.
Okay.
Daakye bi bɔhyɛ ho.
And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh, as it is said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen.
Na Abraham to bea hɔ din sɛ Yahweh Yire, aseɛ ne Awurade hunu, nti wɔka no na sɛ bepɔ a wɔhunu Awurade wɔ soɔ.
Now Jehovah Jireh means God will provide.
Sɛ yɛtwinkan sɛ Yahweh Yire no asekyerɛ ne sɛ Onyankopɔn bɛma.
Just like God provided a replacement for Isaac, okay, that's what it's saying. That's what kind of God we have. He provides.
Sɛnea Onyankopɔn ɛma odwan de sii Isaac anan no ɛno Onyankopɔn koraa yɛwɔ Onyankopɔn yɛ Onyankopɔn ɔma.
Okay. And the Bible lets us know that something is going to happen on this very mountain. Something that's going to be seen. God is going to provide.
Nti no atwa kono mɛkyerɛ sɛ biribi wɔ ha no ma yɛbi hunu ɛwɔ saa bepɔ yi so Onyankopɔn bɛma yɛbi hunu Awurade.
Now, do you remember the name of the mountain where they were at? Okay, remember?
Yeah.
It was called, what was it called? Do you remember?
Wow.
Moriah. Okay, he got the question right. That's good. He wasn't asleep. Moriah, and we're going to look through the scriptures just a little bit. We're going to remember or remind you what this place was.
Nti yɛbɛkae bepɔ wei sei no na yɛ Moriah bepɔ so. Ne yɛbɛkae hunu deɛ ɛbɛkɔ so ɛwɔ saa bepɔ yi so.
This was the same place, okay, that David went, and there was a people called the Jebusites. He went there, he overcome them, and he set up a city at this very place, this mountain.
Nti saa bea wei a so na David ɔkɔɛ na nkɔfo bi wɔ from Jebusifoɔ a na wɔwɔ hɔ nom a David kɔdi ɔmo so nkonim.
And he renamed the city of David.
Na ɔtu ekuro no din foforɔ sɛ David kuro.
Okay, and this is a very place that David's son Solomon came, and he built the temple of God in this very mountain.
Ɛyɛ saa bepɔ yi a so na David ba Solomon baeɛ ɔbɛsii asɔredan ma Nyankopɔn.
Okay, if you can look in the Bible, and you can actually find that in the Bible in 2 Chronicles chapter 3 verse 1, it says that Solomon built the temple on Mount Moriah.
Nti wobɛtumi hu wei no wɔ Chroniclefoɔ na brɛ so sɛm nwoma a ɛtɔ so mmienu ti mmiɛnsa nkyɛmu no mu. Sɛ ɛka sɛ bepɔ wei a so ɛna Solomon esi asɔredan.
Okay, some years passed, and this city became bigger and bigger. It was the capital of Israel. It was Jerusalem.
Nti ɛyɛ saa bea wei sɛ ɛyɛ ahinkuro a yɛfrɛ no Jerusalem.
Okay, now on top of this mountain Moriah, okay, it's a bigger mountain. Okay, there's three smaller, the heads, or the head of the mountain, or the tops of the mountain. One was called Mount Calvary, one was called the Temple Mount, or Mount, that area, and one was called the mountain of, or they call it the Garden of Gethsemane, okay, the Mount of Olives.
Nti no ɛyɛ saa bepɔ yi a so ɛna ɛyɛ bepɔ a ɛwɔ etiri ahodoɔ mmiɛnsa a bepɔ baako no de Calvary bepɔ, baako nso de Gethsemane anaasɛ Ngo bepɔ.
Okay. Now remember what God says, okay? He said on this mountain, something's going to be seen.
Yɛnkae de Nyankopɔn ka ɔsɛ bepɔ yi so ɛna yɛbɛhunu biribi.
Okay, so remember Jesus Christ came and he died on Moriah. Okay, this very mountain is where Jesus Christ died.
Nti ne yɛbɛkae a saa bepɔ yi so na Yesu Kristo baa ɔbɛwu ɛwɔ so. Ɔbɛwu ɛwɔ bepɔ wei a so nti na twi ne sɛ Awurade hu Yahweh yɛ Awurade hu.
This whole story, the main idea I want to bring out is that Isaac got a replacement, so he did not have to pay for his sin, and we also need a replacement.
Nti no ɛyɛ adesuadeɛ bitumi afeefere a bɛkɔsɛm wei mu paa titiro ɛne sɛ Isaac na ɔsɛ fata sɛ ɔwɔ nɛm soso no biribi bɛsi nanan ewu ma no ani kwan sɛ no owu nti saa nso so nso ni kwan sɛ yɛn nso so no yɛwu ɛyɛ owu prenu no ɔwɔ sɛ biribi bɛsi anan obi bɛsi anan mu ayɛ.
Very good. Now, where is your replacement?
Nti no ɛfa na ɔwɔ anam no wɔ anaa wɔn anam sidie no ɛwɔ.
Jesus Christ came. He came to Calvary. He died. He became the replacement, okay? God gave him, just like God gave Isaac a replacement, God gave the whole world a replacement. So we wouldn't have to die and pay for our own sin.
Yesu Christo be wu e wo be Calvary so senia Isaac aya any kwan se o wu no na BBC na na ewu ma no sa so ne Yesu so no any kwan se wu Yesu Christo obesi wiase na ewu ma ye.
Yeah. God fulfilled his prophecy, didn't he? God told us that on this very mountain he's going to provide Jehovah Jireh, and he provided a lamb that would take away the sins of the world.
Sene Nyankopon kan wodi ni bo hye so o kan se bi poyi so ni be hu Awurade obemma bibi wo ho san so no de ne ho ma ye Awurade de ne ho ma ye ayi odwan a obefa wiase na bone.
Okay, we've seen that Jesus Christ is the replacement.
Ye hu se Yesu Kristo eni onamusi ni.
Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us by WhatsApp, email, and we'd love to answer your questions.
So was a musibia ya fa no mano was a number na was on anase be so between and can as I was musibia be fa am I